A staircase like this can feel almost like climbing a ladder. Yet 42 degrees is an important number in modern British stair design. Why are stairs in so many British homes squeezed into such aggressive angles? Why not simply make them shallower? And why are stairs inside your own home allowed to be steeper than many stairs used by the public? It comes down to geometry, Britain's old housing stock, and something incredibly valuable inside a British house: floor space. To understand why a flight of stairs takes up so much space, it helps to think of it as a diagonal bridge connecting two levels. Reaching the upper floor with a comfortable, shallow slope requires a long horizontal run. The shallower the angle, the longer the footprint must be. Steeper stairs, by contrast, climb the exact same vertical height, but do so over a significantly shorter horizontal footprint. This spatial calculation is important for first-time buyers and renovators trying to make sense of compact layouts. Inside a typical home, this horizontal distance becomes a constant battleground. Every extra centimetre occupied by the staircase is a centimetre completely unavailable to a hallway, a lounge, or another room. It is a direct trade-off between walking comfort and usable floor area. If the home were built with a gentler, wider staircase, the entire plan would have to sacrifice precious square footage elsewhere on the ground floor. But that still doesn't explain why Britain has so many houses where the stairs feel unusually extreme. England alone contains approximately 5.9 million pre-1919 dwellings, all built long before modern building control frameworks existed. Most of these are Georgian, Victorian, and Edwardian terraces, squeezed onto narrow urban plots that are often just 5 to 6 metres wide. In these tight footprints, historic England notes that every single centimetre of floor space was at a premium. To maximise the actual living rooms, builders had to find a way to connect multiple stories without letting the stairs consume the house. This spatial squeeze created a massive divide in staircase design, depending on the property's wealth and purpose. In grand townhouses, semi-detached homes, or spacious mansions, you find broad, comfortable principal staircases designed to impress guests. But behind the scenes, or in modest worker cottages, the reality was very different. Builders frequently tucked away separate, secondary service stairs at the rear or side of the house. These narrow hidden flights served cellars, kitchens, pantries, and servants' quarters, allowing staff to move laundry or coal away from public view. Historic England records show these surviving backstairs were often incredibly steep and narrow, built to functional, compact minimums. This is an important distinction. Not every old British staircase is a steep climb. The most extreme examples are almost always secondary stairs, cottage flights, or results of later, awkward renovations. Because historic stairs varied widely by builder, local materials, and regional practices, there was no single universal standard. This leaves a lingering question: what does today's building guidance actually permit inside a private home? In England, the answer lies in Approved Document K, the statutory guidance supporting the building regulations. To understand how it controls a staircase, 3 measurements matter: the rise, which is the vertical height of each step; the going, which is the horizontal depth available for your foot; and the pitch, the overall angle of the slope. For a private home, the guidance sets a strict ceiling, a maximum pitch of 42 degrees. Usually, this means pairing a maximum rise of 220 millimeters with a minimum going of 220 millimeters. While typical stairs sit at a gentler 30 or 35 degrees, 42 degrees is the legal absolute limit. It is not a design target, nor is it a guarantee that every staircase climbs at that angle. Approved Document K provides a recognised path to safety compliance, but it remains a legal baseline rather than a replacement for professional architectural judgment. This distinction exists because of who uses the steps. Inside a private home, residents quickly learn their own daily route. Shared stairs in blocks of flats, offices, or shops must accommodate strangers, children, and visitors with varied mobility. To reflect this, each UK nation maintains separate building regulations. While Wales and Northern Ireland have their own comparable systems, Scotland provides a clear illustration of this user-focused logic. Scottish regulations permit a private stair to pitch up to 42 degrees. On public or shared stairs, the limit drops to a much shallower 34 degrees, capping the rise at 170 millimeters and requiring a minimum go-in of 250 millimeters. These stricter rules for shared spaces manage the higher demands of public traffic. But what happens when an old staircase doesn't meet today's dimensions? An unchanged historic staircase is not automatically unlawful, simply because it fails to meet today's design standards. The law does not retroactively criminalise older construction. Instead, current building regulations only trigger when a homeowner undertakes what is legally defined as controlled building work. This includes replacing, reconfiguring, extending, or converting a property. While minor maintenance like securing a loose tread is exempt, any structural intervention that alters the stair's geometry, guarding, or structural load must comply with the modern safety mandate. This statutory principle is simple. Stairs, ladders, and ramps must be safe for people moving between levels. The real conflict arrives during loft conversions, which place immense spatial pressure on tight, historic footprints. Homeowners often discover that their preferred designs are physically impossible without sacrificing entire rooms. In these restricted spaces, building control may permit space-saving alternating tread stairs, but strictly as a limited access option for a single room, never as a replacement for the main staircase. For listed buildings or those in conservation areas, any alteration also requires listed building consent, demanding context, sensitive, professional judgment, rather than visual guesswork. Descending a steep staircase immediately exposes its spatial compromises. While climbing relies on the ball of the foot, walking downward requires actual heel support. If the horizontal depth, the go-in, is tight, your foot must angle outward, hanging over the edge of the nose-in. This forces your body to absorb a greater vertical drop with each step, shifting your center of mass forward. Your brain relies on a predictable visual and muscle rhythm. When steps are consistent, your body glides safely. But if the builder varied the rise by even a few millimeters, that rhythm breaks, instantly threatening your balance. A staircase must fit vertically as well as horizontally, introducing a tight set of physical constraints. While England commonly expects 2 meters of clear headroom over stairs, loft conversion guidance relaxes this to 1.9 meters at the center of the flight and 1.8 meters at the sides. This sets up a three-way design conflict between stair length, headroom, and room space. For a homeowner planning a conversion, solving this is rarely simple. Moving the stairs through a tiny terrace floor plan instantly creates problems at both the roofline and the floor opening below. To make a steep staircase shallower, you need a longer horizontal run. This extra length eats directly into rooms or hallways. In one Bristol home, swapping an original steep stair for a lower, wider flight required structural wall reinforcement and stripped nearly half a square metre of floor space from a bedroom, while a London project required an extra 0.6 metres of hallway run. For listed buildings, heritage officers often refuse these modifications entirely. If you are viewing an older home, walk the stairs both up and down. Feel if your whole foot is supported on each tread. Check that the handrail is continuous and secure, and look for uneven step heights. Take any concerns to a professional surveyor or building control officer rather than guessing. If you enjoy finding out why British homes are designed the way they are, subscribe. This channel investigates the strange details we normally stop noticing. A steep staircase isn't a design failure. It is a physical record of architectural compromise. As we continue retrofitting modern lives into historic footprints, these vertical climbs force a daily negotiation between space and comfort. Every awkward step is simply history, shaped by law and necessity, hiding in plain sight.